Many of the Irish who emigrated came to places like Canada and the United States, but there were quite a few who went in the opposite direction, eastward, to England to seek employment and a better way of life. Now, many of the fellas who emigrated to England usually became involved in the construction industry in one form or another. They were building roads, digging tunnels, and constructing big high-rise apartment buildings. They were very hard, conscientious workers, and so hard and conscientious were they that even in times of injury, they would still come into work. The fella in this next song was a construction worker. He was a bricklayer by trade, but he was so badly hurt one day that he couldn't come into work. So he was feeling guilty about the whole thing, and he decided what he would do. He would write a letter to his boss to explain why he couldn't come to work. This is the letter that he wrote to his boss. Now, dear sir, I write this note to you to tell you of me plight. For at the time of writing, I am not a pretty sight. Me body is all black and blue, me face a deathly grey. So I write this note to tell you why I'm not at work today. While working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear. But to toss them down from such a height was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, he is an awful sod. He said I'd have to cart them down the ladder in me hod. Now moving all these bricks by hand, it was so very slow. So I hoisted up a barrel and secured a rope below. But in me haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a barrel full of building bricks was heavier than me. And so when I untied the rope, the barrel fell like lead. And clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. Well, I shot up like a rocket, till to my dismay I found that halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming down. The barrel broke me shoulder as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top I banged the pulley with me head. But I clung on tightly, numbed with shock from this almighty blow, and the barrel spilled out half its bricks some 14 floors below. Now when these bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel and so started down once more. Still clinging tightly to the rope, me body wrecked with pain. When halfway down I met the bloody barrel once again. The force of this collision halfway down the office block caused multiple abrasions and a nasty state of shock. But I clung on tightly to the rope as I fell towards the ground, and I landed on the broken bricks the barrel had scattered round. As I lay there groaning on the ground, I thought I'd passed the worst, when the barrel hit the pulley wheel and then the bottom burst. Well, a shower of bricks rained down on me, I didn't have a hope. As I lay there bleeding on the ground, I let go of the bloody rope. The barrel then being heavier, it started down once more, and it landed right across me as I lay there on the floor. It broke 3 ribs and my left arm, and I can only say that I hope you'll understand why I am not at work today.